Now let's talk about storytelling logic, starting with what I call horizontal logic. The storyline flow. This is one of the simplest and most underused exercises in deck building. Here's how it works. First, draft the skeleton, write only your slide titles, nothing else, just the headline of each slide in sequence, exactly as they'll appear in the deck. Second, read the headlines alone, top to bottom, out loud if you can. Does it already read like a convincing investment story on its own with no supporting content? Third, refine the order, reorder, and rewrite the titles until the headline flow alone would convince a total stranger who's never heard of your company. I ran this exercise with a SaaS founder building a customer support automation tool. His original headline flow read like a list of features. Our platform, key capabilities, integrations, roadmap. When we read just those titles out loud, there was no story, just a product tour. We rewrote them as support teams are drowning in repetitive tickets. We resolved 60% of them without a human. 3 customers cut response time in half in month 1. Every support team using AI today still needs this layer. Same content underneath, completely different narrative pulled just from the headlines. If your headlines alone don't tell a story, no amount of polish on the content underneath will fix that. Fix the skeleton first. Hi, thank you for turning in till now. There's vertical logic, one slide, one message. This is the opposite lens. Instead of looking across all your slides, you look down into each individual one. Everything on a slide should reinforce its headline, and the headline should be provable by everything on the slide. Here's the difference in practice. A weak slide is cluttered, 3 ideas competing for attention, a generic headline like market overview, and the reader has to do the work of finding the point themselves. A strong slide has one headline that states the takeaway directly, something like our sum alone is $180 million, backed by exactly one visual and one supporting number. Nothing else competes for attention. A climate tech founder I worked with had a market slide titled Market Overview with a pie chart, a bar chart, a paragraph of text, and a logo cloud, all fighting for space. Investors would glance at it for 2 seconds and move on. There was too much to process. We rebuilt it as a single headline. Every mid-sized manufacturer will need emissions monitoring by 2028. That's an $11 billion serviceable market today. One chart, one number. That slide alone became the one investors screenshotted and forwarded to their partners. Rule of thumb, if a slide needs a paragraph of verbal explanation to make sense, the headline hasn't done its job. Say the one thing, prove the one thing, move on.